Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be doing my episode review for the most recent episode of Containment, which premiered the other night on the CW, and this is the second to last episode of the miniseries. I guess what we would call it, the season finale or the series finale, premieres next Tuesday night on the CW. This is the one that's getting us ready for the big finale. Now, before I keep talking for too long, of course, please be warned that this video will be full of big spoilers regarding the most recent episode of Containment. So if you're not caught up on Containment, you have been warned, and you watch and listen to at your own risk. Okay, so with that out of the way, this episode was a bit calmer than the last one. I mean, a lot of stuff still went down. We saw the gang leader's brother get infected when that spiteful patient tried to attack Dr. Cannert's. And what the worst part about Dr. Laman's blaming everything on Dr. Cannert's. I mean, she is blaming the only doctor in the cordon, not to mention the only doctor who can actively work on curing this virus, coming up with a cure or a vaccine, and now she is making everybody think that he's at fault for everything that went wrong. And then when the residents of the quarantine hear about it, of course there's going to be an angry lynch mob. They're just missing the torches and pitchforks, like, let's kill the monster, yeah! And that's exactly what that gang was going to be there for. But then fortunately Jake was able to convince him the doc was close to a cure, and as soon as they have a vaccine, he and his men are the first in line. And now the stakes are raised even higher, of course, because now the gang leader's brother is infected, and the gang leader ominously warns the doctor, in 2 days he better have a cure or he's going to kill him and burn the whole hospital down. Well, with not everybody inside of it, but they'll destroy the place. And now, of course, we see poor Jake just completely devastated without poor Katie. Although he's holding it well, he's able to maintain his composure, but it's in his private and alone moments where we see him slowly break down, briefly hallucinate about Katie, remembering his promise to her to get her son out of there safely. And, I'd say that this episode was about sacrifice, because we saw the grandparents sacrificing the grandmother's pearl necklace in order to pay for and cover the fee for being smuggled out for Xander, his girlfriend, and their new little baby daughter. So those three can escape while the elderly couple is left behind. I also liked how the grandma told the story. She used a story as an example of wisdom, or like to get her point across. She told a nice story, and then without saying it, she's like, my point is, I couldn't let my own sense of security and comfort interfere with my child's life. And of course, that's how she convinces her to leave the cordon with her baby and Xander. And then we also, in terms of sacrifice, we saw Jake sending Quentin away with the others so that he would indeed get out of the cordon while Jake stays behind, because he kind of has to. I mean, if that angry mob does show up to the hospital, Jake and the gang, until the gang turn on him, will be the only ones defending the poor doctor while he is now actually close to discovering some kind of vaccine. He thinks he can... what's the word? He can, what's the word I'm looking for? He can, isolate. He can isolate something in the young boy's blood that will allow it to act as a vaccine. And whether or not this will happen in the final episode, I don't know. But, the stakes are incredibly high, because now life in the cordon is getting really bad. Somebody almost escaped, and fortunately they were not infected, but unfortunately they were put down. And then we also saw the cool maintenance man, Sam. He sacrificed his spot on the smuggling line. It's like, you know what, no, take the young couple with the baby, take the others, but I'll stay behind, because that prick cop is like, oh well, I'm not taking any baby because she's gonna cry and give away our position, so we'll be screwed. I'm not taking any baby. And then he doesn't like Sam's attitude. He's like, leave the I don't like the attitude, I don't need it, you are staying as well. So, of course, Sam, realizing that the young parents with the baby and the other two women should get out more than he should, sacrifices his spot and tells the nasty cop that he'll stay behind. And I think, fortunately, that move also allowed Quentin to join the smuggling group as well. Like he was able to get out of there, and Jake. It was kind of this scene I felt was a kind of morbid because you're almost you are robbing from the dead when taking their valuables from them, but then again, they're not exactly going to need them anymore. But their families probably would have liked them back when all was said and done. But he used it to secure Quentin a spot in the escape route, so to speak. So now everybody who wants to get out is hopefully going to get out. Jake's staying behind with the gang to protect the doctor while he hopefully finally gets a cure, and hopefully they get a cure and the cordon is lifted and that elderly couple get their legs fixed because Grandma's leg wasn't looking too good, and poor old Bert had a cane now, so his leg wasn't doing too hot either. So it really comes down to what's going to happen in the final episode, because this is indeed the final episode, even though they keep saying the show was canceled with just one season. I don't think it was ever meant to be a full season. I think this was meant to be just a limited series, like the advertisement said. So hopefully we'll get a nice solid ending with no cliffhangers or no head scratchers or no because those always suck. I hope they don't end it I hope they don't end it and wrote the ending with the intention of being renewed for another season. I really hope not. Quite frankly, I don't see how you could keep a show about a cordon going on for another couple seasons anyway. It seems like a one-season miniseries deal anyway. So hopefully we get a nice, solid ending to Containment. The series finale premieres on the CW next Tuesday night, July 19th. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me here on the EdWord for yet again another episode review. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Don't forget to leave your feedback down below in the comments section. What did you guys think of it? What do you think is going to happen in the series finale next week? Do you think we're going to lose a couple more characters, which is another possibility I see? Unfortunately, some of those characters may not make it to the other side of the fence, so to speak. So who knows who's going to live and who's going to die? It's hard to say. We've already lost Katie, and that's only one major character since the show started. I mean, technically there was Leanne, the mother of the pregnant girl, but who knows? I think we're due for a couple more bodies. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Also, don't forget to check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. Thanks again for stopping by. Have a great rest of the night. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.